You know, all the best things have layers.
Jawbreakers, fall fashion, and of course, lasagna.
That's right. The famous Italian dish actually comes from Greek descent.
Greeks say that the word lasagna comes from the word for thinly cut pasta.
Whereas Italians say that the word comes from the cooking pot the delicious pasta dish is made in.
Either way, the bottom line is that lasagna is delicious.
Sensations Lasagna is made here at Otter Valley Foods' 90,000 square foot Tillsonburg, Ontario facility.
Lasagna wouldn't be lasagna
Without the sauce.
Barrels of crushed tomatoes are sucked up into a massive cooker.
Once the red fruit is there, it's met with olive oil, onions, water, sugar, salt, and a mix of spices.
But one of those spices doesn't really spice things up.
When you cook meat and freeze it, you don't want it to oxidize, which is like freezer burning. We add an oleo resin, which is a rosemary oleo resin, which is an antioxidant.
Science strikes again.
It's not really in there for flavor.
To give rosemary her job, sautéed beef and pork are added into the mix to give this sauce a meaty kick.
The sauce is cooked at 88 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes.
But before the sauce is done, another ingredient pulls a trick: basil.
We use a frozen basil so that it's not dried, and it has a nicer flavor if it's not cooked out too much.
I feel like I'm back in junior high science class.
Well, with first period out of the way, Bechamel sauce is up next.
Bechamel is a white sauce, and it's assembled in a separate kettle,
It all starts with butter. 3 large cubes of the golden good stuff is added.
followed by milk, Parmesan cheese, and roasted garlic.
Nice and simple.
Well, you said it, John. This layer is a bird course.
Parmesan isn't enough cheese for me. Lasagna is meant to be cheesy, gooey, and delicious.
Oh, you said it. That's why the ricotta layer is up next.
It may be called the ricotta layer, but it is so much more than that.
In a large ribbon blender, mascarpone, water, ricotta, Asiago, Parmesan, and a small amount of arugula is added to round out the flavor.
The cheese is mixed and then transferred to tanks.
Now, that's the kind of cheesy action I'm talking about.
You could eat this cheese filling right on a cracker. It'd be great.
Hold the crackers. It's time to get the pasta on.
And there is nothing like homemade pasta.
Flour and water are mixed together in silos, then forced through an extruder into sheets with a fancy edge. Lasagna noodles.
They head up a bucket conveyor and are fed through a blancher where steam cooks them.
It's made minutes before it's put into the product.
Before the pasta can meet the other layers of lasagna, it needs to be cooled down.
Sheets are sent through a cold water rinse, then sent to the assembly line.
The lasagna assembly line is a good mix of technology and people. We have elements of the product that need the dexterity of the human hand.
It's lasagna time.
The lasagna puzzle all starts with tomato sauce. In total, 1 kilogram of the red stuff is dispensed into plastic trays.
Pasta is placed on top, then bechamel sauce is added next.
Another layer of pasta is added, and the cheese blend follows.
One last layer of pasta tops the lasagna off.
And then you're done. Boom.
Trays are sent through a sealer and receive a film top.
Finished trays are sent to a freezer.
Where they're frozen at minus 60 degrees Celsius.
After going through a deep freeze, the lasagna is ready to be packaged. Boxes are built and trays are inserted.
Lasagna is boxed, placed onto skids, and ready for truck delivery.
Hey, John, does anyone love lasagna as much as you do?
I think Garfield does. That seems to be all he eats.
So the next time you're looking for an A+ in the kitchen,
Lasagna is your prize pupil.